Hmm. Okay, I believe we are live streaming. Yay. So today is Cloud CMA. And what we'll do is we'll go into the program, we'll take a look at it. I just want to show you how easy it is to use. It really is a great, simple program. So, and you have many different ways of using it. So um, if you have MLS PIN, you get it for free. And all you have to do is have all of your um, um, company info lined up, and you'll have all the branding. If you have an agent bundle, you also have it for free. So double check for Florida and Beaches MLS. I do believe you get it with Beaches MLS also. Um, and Cape and Islands, I'm not positive about, and I have not checked out the main MLS yet. But so today what we're going to do is we're going to get in on the program. Let me just start sharing my screen. There we go. And let's see here. We can close this screen out and let's go to here. So first of all, um, if you have a agent bundle and you have a LAER website, you will just need to log into your own website, just like this. You click on login, put in your email, um, put in your password, click on login, and here we are. And success. So this program, when you log in, is always going to say success. You got to X that out. And then once you are here, let's get that out of the way. These four boxes right here, this window pane right here, you click on that. And down here is going to have the single sign-on. That's SSO, single sign-on. Click on Cloud CMA, and it's going to open up the program for you. And so here it is. Here's Cloud CMA. Here's a couple of my old ones right here. And it's going to have my picture here. Now, um, the other way to get in is if you have one of the MLSs, you can, for MLS PIN, it is right here. You just click Cloud CMA and it opens it up there. And hang on, let's just open this up. And that's weird. On one of my pictures here, on this one of my pictures now. Let's do a launch CMA here. I think it takes you to two different places. There we are. So now we're at the same page here and here, same page, right? So um, those are the two ways to get in. If you have uh, a different MLS on your front page, on your dashboard, you'll have a link there for Cloud CMA. So when you uh, first sign in, you will need to put in your information for um, put in your information for the company so that everything, so the branding lines up. So what you want to do is over here, if you don't see a picture, you'll see your initials, or you might see a stick person. You click here and it says account settings right here, and it's going to open up your account settings. Now, um, as you can see here, I have my name, my email. This is the important part right here. Now, for some reason, this program always reverts to small letters, but remember with LAER, you always want LAER to be all caps. So every time I use the program, unfortunately, I have to come in and I have to change that. But once I change it, all my reports are going to have LAER in caps. So it's important though for the company name. This is how it connects up to the branding. There's two steps to connecting to the branding. This is the first step. So the first step is to make sure you have the correct company name. So the words that work in here are LAER Realty, LAER Realty, LAER Realty Partners, or LAER Bowen. All of those will work, and all of those will line up with the branding. So you want to make sure that's in there. And when you're done, click on Save Profile. Um, Another thing is if you have more than one MLS like I do, you will have to go over here to MLS credentials. And for whatever reason, this program always defaults to my New Hampshire credentials. So I'm going to change it to Massachusetts. You can change it to whatever state you're in or whatever state you want to do the MLS in. So if you do Florida, you know, it'll give you all the different MLSs. If you do Massachusetts, it'll give you, let's see, all four. Massachusetts only has four. The main one is MLS PIN, MLS Property Information Network. So you click on that, and then you would put in your MLS login. So your my login for MLS PIN is D0000244, and then my password. And once I do that, I click on Update MLS Credentials, and it says my MLS credentials have been updated. And so I am all set now. Now, before, if you remember, when we went to the CMA here part here, there was maybe 6 or 7 CMAs. Now you can see that I have quite a few here. 85. I better clean them up, right? So I've been using this as, you know, for testing and everything. And so as you can see, like Tom Sillerman 23 was my last one. And so today when we do a CMA, I will call it Tom Sillerman 24. So anyway, so when you get to this point, um, uh, you're ready to start putting your CMA together, right? So now you've gone through, you went to account settings, you made sure it said LAER Realty Partners, and then you also made sure that your MLS was correct, right? And so now you're here and you're going to create a new CMA, right? So what we would do is we would click here and create a new CMA. So on here, when we're doing this, it's going to require us, there's two different ways of doing, three different ways of doing a CMA and getting the comps for your CMA. So one of the ways you can do is you can go into MLS, pick and choose the properties you want. Depending on your MLS, you can download the MLS ID numbers, or you can import your listings directly into the Cloud CMA. So what we're going to do though is we're going to go back to the CMA. Boom, boom, here we are. So the first thing you need to do is you need to put in the uh, client's name. So this is going to be Tom. Oops, sorry. I'm having trouble with my space bar today. It's like it got stuck and I tried to fix it, and now it's like I just barely touch it and it's like off and putting in 10,000 spaces. So it's going to be Tom Sillerman 24, right? And you can put in whatever notes you want. This is going to be a test CMA. Now the next important thing is you're going to put in the subject property. So the cool thing about Cloud CMA is once you put a property in here, it will pull that information from the tax record. So it'll kind of autofill some of the things in here. The other thing it'll do is uh, once you're hooked up to the correct yes, the address cannot be blank. So I accidentally hit the space bar again. It's like anyway, so address, right? And once you have the address in, it'll actually do the search for the properties for you. Now, if you went through MLS and you have the properties you want to use, you can cut and paste. You can paste the MLS ID numbers in here, right here. And it'll automatically choose the ones you want. So for this one, we are going to see, I just barely touched it and the cursor was moving. We are going to pretend that Tom Sillerman lives at 6 Marina Road, Chelmsford, and look at the, see it's pulled down all the other different comps and everything, right? So it knows that's a real address. I could have put down, say, the Chelmsford office address. I could put down 173 Chelmsford Street. There it is. See, and it pulls it up. It knows that's it right there. But so we're for this CMA, we're going to do 6 Marina Road, and all I have to do is click here, and it's going to autofill from tax records. It's a 3-bedroom, 1-bath, 1280 square foot home. Um, and then it'll show you some other info. The lot size is 22,000 square feet, built in 1967. Taxes are 69.92. So for this home, we are going to say that it actually has a 1.5 bathroom. So you can make changes to this if it's inaccurate, right? And then we'll come down here to S, and we're going to say that it has a 1-car garage, right? And the style is a ranch. So all this information is going to be added in uh, to part of your CMA. So now, once you have the name, the client in here, right? And you have the property address in, you could import the MLS ID numbers here, right? Or you can let Cloud CMA do the search for you. Now it has this says automatically find listings near the subject property. And what it's going to do is strictly look at distance, right? Now, unfortunately, sometimes it will pull properties that are in the next town if it's really close to the town line. So um, but and you can put in more criteria and say, hey, I only want this price range or this square footage, whatever. I'm going to leave it wide open. I'm going to let Cloud CMA pick and choose what listings I'm going to use. So I'm going to click on Fetch Listings here. And while it thinks, it's going to pull up listings. So it's going to show me where the property is. And it's right there. And what do we have for pending? Is there something on that street that's pending? Hang on, let's just take a closer look. Here we go. Well, pending is up the street from us. So there is something on Marina Road that is pending, I think. Let's take a look here. Boom, boom, boom. Let's scroll down. Temmie, Concord, Craig. So all of these are, let's see, here's a pending Concord Road, pending Janet Road. So all of these are all in that neighborhood. They're all built, actually, most of these are all built by the same builder. So, and let's see here. All right, so great. So when you get to this page, it's going to show you a map of the properties that you are choosing, right? Um, and the ones that are in color are the ones that are already chosen, but it's going to have others in there that you may or may not want to use, right? And so here is 162 Proctor, here's 12 Prairie. 12 Prairie is a split entry. So, 13 Judith, 5 bedrooms, bath and a half. Judith, I think 13 Judith is probably going to be a colonial on a slab basement. 50 Clarissa, you would think that would be one of them. Let's take a look at Clarissa. So anyway, so the program has chosen these properties, but you can go through and pick and choose whether you want to use these other ones too. So like here on Janet Road, right? Let's take a look. You can click here on Notes and Adjustments. It's going to show you the property, right? Um, and actually, I think Janet Road it would be a very close comp. And it says a diamond in the rough, all right? So it needs some work. Um, and you can scroll through and look at the pictures here, and you can see, oh, original kitchen, stuff like that. So poor taste in colors. Yep, blue, blue, blue. Oh, and green. Wow, see, look at that. Blue bathroom. Wow. So you can pick and choose which properties you're going to use, and you can click on notes and adjustments, and you can see the pictures, you can read the description. You can put in your own notes here too and say, it's like, um, this is a close comp, comma, even though it needs work. Boom. So you can add notes in. Um, let's show you all the information. And let me see here. It was listed at $499, sold for $580. So I would say I should use this one as one of my comps. So I'm going to check this box. Boom. and that makes it active now. So, and then on these other ones, you can pick and choose and say, why was 28 Wilds Road? Why was it only 470? Let's take a look at that too, right? And take a look at here, and you can see it looks like the right size ranch. Actually, this is probably the same layout. I think if you scroll in, what you're going to see is the roof is probably in really poor shape, but it's a sale, great opportunity, TLC, and so that's why it closed for 470. It was listed at 455, closed at 470. You can pick and choose on whether you want to use this one or not. And you might want to say, you know what, this one really needed too much work. We're not going to use that one, you know? So so here's what we got going so far. So these are the properties that the computer has selected. So you do need to go through and take a look at them and see if they really are comps or not, you know? So let me see. There was a 4-bedroom on Clarissa, sold for 763. Yep, see, so this is not one of the ranches. This is actually one of the colonials. So yeah, you're going to say, yep, I don't want to use that one. So the first props, the first step is to set up the CMA and figure out which properties you're going to use. When you get to this page, you're going to go through the list that either you have imported or that you've allowed to Cloud CMA to import. And you just go through and you pick and choose which properties you want. And over here on the right, it's going to tell you you have 2 actives, 3 pendings, and 5 solds. So that's pretty good for choosing. So the ideal CMA is you're going to want 4 or 5 sold properties because you want to show what, properties that are as close to, as similar as possible to your prime property, right? Your subject property. So you want 4 or 5 solds so that you can show your seller what properties are selling for, what buyers are actually buying, right? And then you want usually 3 under agreements. And what you would just want to show is you want to show what the buyers are doing right now, right? I mean, these are properties that are on the market. The buyers like them. They're under agreement. And then you want 3, usually 3, maybe 4 actives, and you just want to show what the competition is. So it's like, if we end up listing this house for, say, 599, right? It's like, well, what else is on the market at 599? Are they, if we're 599 and they're going to look at that one for 599, which one are they going to choose? So that's why you use active. So um, that's always a good way of doing your CMA. So let me just check real quick and see if we have any questions here. And let me see here. Patricia Murray and Maria Lanis. Hi, guys. How are you? Let's see here. Boom, boom, boom. Nope, no questions there. Let me just go over to somewhere here is, hang on. All right, here we go. Let's see what we got going here. And no questions there either. All right, cool. All right, guys. So here we go. Now that we have gone through this, and you can pick and choose, but you can also make slight adjustments. Now, not adjustments as you would for as an appraiser, but you're making adjustments for marketing value. So big difference there. So let's take a look at something. Let me see. Judith is 5. Let's take a look at this one. 5 bedrooms, right? Buyer sale home fell through, ready for to add your touches. This one sounds like it needs a little work too, but looks like a nice house. Looks like an updated kitchen. Well, this well cared for kitchen anyways. So this one might be a good comp. It's interesting that it's sold for 550. It does have 2 garages and 5 bedrooms, so maybe it's not quite the same size. Let's see, 29 Janet, 27 Old Stage Road for 800. Let's see, El Dorado, 4 bedrooms, 2.5 baths for 780. So these are way out of range, you know. So let me see here. Sorry, guys. Um, 38 Concord Road, right? So that's active right now. Let's see, active. Let's take a look at the solds. Craig is 3 bedrooms, 1 bath. Um, let's see if this one has a garage here. This one has a one-car garage. So this is a really close comp. And it sold for 510. So let's see, 28 Wilds. Let's take a look at this one. This is a very close comp too. This one has, I had unchecked it because it needed a lot of work, but maybe we should put it back in. And then Kristen Drive at 654. Let's take a look at this one. The great thing about Chelmsford is like if you're in one of these neighborhoods, you know, there's plenty of ranches to compare with. So the important thing here is to pick and choose which ones you really want. So let's see, 668. Let's take a look at this one. This is a split entry, so it may or may not really be a comp, but that's okay. Let's see, 12 Prairie. 12 Prairie was a split entry. Let's see, Alamo, Judith was 50. So, all right. So one of the things I want to show you guys is if we have a property that is maybe a little bit different and you want to make some changes to it. So like this one on Temi Road, active under agreement. Let's take a sold one. Clarissa, 3 bath and a half. Kristen, 3 bath and a half. 28 Wilds. Let's take a look at San Mateo then. We'll do it on here. You can make adjustments according to, and you're just trying to bring up or bring down the other property so that it kind of equals out with your subject property. So you're not doing an appraisal as far as like, oh, the property is worth such and such, right? What you're doing is you're trying to equalize the properties for marketing value, you know, and so you may want to say, yes, I want to use this comp, but it's a split entry and not a ranch. And so maybe you know that split entries in general are selling for $50,000 more than a typical ranch. You can make that adjustment here. You come down here and you would say, come for style, right? And what you want to do is so San Mateo is this what the property is? Yep, San Mateo is up here, and your property is here. What you want to do is kind of equalize it out. And so what you might want to say is, well, if this is a split, but if it was a ranch, it would have been maybe $50,000 less. It would have sold for $50,000 less. So you put that in, and what you're doing is making an adjustment to equalize the properties. Um, and so really is if this had been a ranch, the same size, then maybe you think then it would have sold for 618 instead. And then let's see, this one has uh how many? 2 full bathrooms. So maybe you want to make an adjustment for bathrooms, you know? So you might want to say, oh, half a bath. Um, and you know, and you would make a $7,500 adjustment for that one. So you would say, yeah, minus 7,500, right? And you would save that. And so what you're doing is just trying to equalize out the properties. You're not acting as an appraiser or anything. So doing a little bit like that is okay. So let's just say, you know, I mean, that's not really a real thing, but let's just say that's what we wanted to do. And we made an adjustment on this end. And so as you can see here, it says it's been adjusted down. So the new sale price would have been 610 instead of 668. So, but once you've chosen the properties you want to use, now it's time to customize the report. So you click on customize, and what it's going to do is going to put it together, and it's going to put it together um, with different pages and in a certain order, whatever order you want it to be in. Um, and uh, uh, so that you can print it out as a PDF. So there is going to be two different styles of outputs here. One is going to be as a PDF and the other is going to be as an online version. So we're going to look at the PDF first. So with the PDF, um, if you have all of your branding lined up, what you'll see is over here on the left, you'll see a folder that says LAER Realty Partners. And you look here and it'll say LAER Realty Partners for your theme, right? And you come down and you look here and you'll see there's a cover letter, there's a summary of title page, listing. I don't think any of my huh, none of my LAER pages were put in there. So if all LAER pages are here, you would not see that folder. You'd see them all over here. Now, to add and subtract pages, you can click so if you want to see what a page looks like, you click the eyeball and it's going to open up a preview of what that page looks like. Um, if you want to remove that page, you click the red circle and you remove it. If you want to add a page, you click on the green plus and it's going to swing it on over. Here we go. We'll put this in, put this in, put this in. We're going to put the boost in, 20 bin, and the built on marketing. Let's take a look at LAER marketing. And this one, yep, this one is actually a blank page, so we're not going to use that one. But here's all the pages we have now put in, but they all went into a certain order. You can rearrange them. And as you can see, they all went in before the title page. So you want to move the title page up, push it there. You can put the cover letter up here. Oops. You can take the cover letter and move it up also. So now you can take a look and click on the eyeball and you can see what the page is going to look like. So this is a great one that shows 1.5 billion in sales, 42 offices, 750 plus agents, in all the states that we currently do business in. So the LAER mission, another great page right here. And all of these are great. So this is going to be part of your CMA and you can move them around and everything. So now if you come here and you don't see any of the LAER pages, you want to come up here. You want to make sure this says LAER Realty Partners for the theme. If you don't see that, if you see a different theme here, you want to click on this and it's going to give you, probably, maybe it might say modern blue and silver or whatever, right? Or modern black, and it's going to show you all these different colors. So what you want to do is you want to scroll to the very top of the page, and under branded, it should give you just one choice only, and it should be LAER Realty Partners, right? If you see that, if you see it and it says LAER Realty Partners, that means you did it correctly when you were up here, up in the upper right here, when you were doing your profile and everything, you put in the right company. So you want to make sure you see LAER Realty Partners right here. And you want to click on that to make sure that you're using that theme. And you want to choose the theme, and now it's going to update it. We are already in that theme, but it's going to update it, and it's going to show you everything is here, right? And so let's see, we were going to do this one, and everything else is going to stay. And so what we have here then is the order of the CMA. This is going to be the PDF that's going to be printed out. And it's got the LAER info, it's title page. Oh, I was going to move this up, wasn't I? Yep. Boom, title page. And let's see. I'm going to get rid of agent resume because I never filled it out. And our company, it's kind of a generic one that we replace it with all the LAER branded pages. So cover letter, let's move this one up to right under here. There we go. So now the great thing about this is there's other pages to put in. So here's all this info, map of listings, summary of the comps. Here's all the listings. So the cool thing about listings is come up here, anything you want to add in, like you can add in agent resume, our company, or what is a CMA, and let's just go ahead and add that right in. It just boom, puts it in. Listings. Under listings, you would have on the listings chapter, you would have details, photos, and adjustments. So I put photos, the first dozen on one page. You don't have to use that because the layout I have is for two photos on the front page and then all the remarks below it. Um, so um, you can just go with the two main photos if you want, but I always add the next 12 in too. So, um, but you can even add in all the rest of the photos too if you want, but I don't do that. Other pages, if you click here, there's some really good pages that you can put in. Um, you can put in like first intelligent pricing, first impressions, staging your home, moving checklists, features that sell, stuff like that, right? It's great. Now we're going to come down here. Now the default for Cloud CMA is to add in all the testimonial pages, but I don't belong to Testimonial Tree or Reach 150. So I'm just going to click on and remove them, and I'm going to remove the whole testimonial chapter. So, but now we've picked and chosen which pages we're going to use for this CMA. We're ready to publish it. So I'm going to click on Publish. And then it's just going to go through its cycle. And then let me just do a quick check and see if we have any no questions there. And let's check here. All right, no questions yet. That's good. And it is still trying to create that PDF. And it will. There it is, view PDF. So here is your traditional CMA. And this photo here is something that you can add yourself. You can put your own photo of the property in, or you can just let it um, um, use the satellite view. All right. So once you have this PDF, you can print it at the office on any of our color printers, no problem. And then you can bind it. We have binding machines at every office. Or if your admin's there, she can bind it for you, no problem. But when you put this together, it's a very impressive CMA. And as you can see, it's got all the layer pages in here um, and everything else. 20-point marketing plan is in here. Which, by the way, you can actually put your own if you want. So now the cool thing about this is as you go through, what you're going to see is everything is in the layer colors, right? And at the bottom of every page is going to be your information and the layer logo. So there you go, my info, layer logo. Next is going to be the map of all the comps. So we've seen this map before, so here they are, right? The ones we've chosen, and it's going to have a list of everything here. Number of bedrooms, the bathrooms, square footage, price, adjusted price. So remember, if you go through and make price adjustments, it's going to show up. So like we only did it for one property, so we did this for 610. So we'll come down here, and now it's going to have a summary of all the comps. And what it's going to show you here is it's going to show you for solds, right? Um, the sold date, the baths, square footage, the sold price right here, and the sold price per square foot. Now, it'll also over here show you the adjusted price, and we made one adjustment, and the adjusted price per square foot. So, and then it'll have a new average. It'll show you the differences in average and saying like, you know what, for the uh, average price, adjusted price. Doesn't seem to add up right. Don't know why, but so the average sold price. So it's actually just showing you the average adjusted price. Only the average of all the ones that are in black is 610. Okay, got it. So it's not showing you the new average price with the adjustment, just showing you what the adjustments are. Okay. So, pending prices and averages, actives, and then now it's going to show you all the listings. And so the style that I always use is going to be the two photos. It'll be the first two photos that are in MLS. They'll be pulled here. And then here's all the details, the features, and the remarks. And you come down, and here are the first 12 photos that are part of this this home. So Uh, so this sold for 510 even with that wallpaper. How about that, guys? Wow. Anyways, let's go down here. Here's the next one. This was the one that I said, oh, it needs a lot of work. It looks like it's got roof problems here, right? So we're going down here and we'll take a look at all the photos. Here's the first 12 photos that were here. And you can see it's kind of, it's got the older kitchen and everything. And so this is very helpful. When you're meeting with a seller, you're going through this information and you want to talk about this information. So, um, and it's important that you have at least try to look at these houses too. So, um, but anyway, so all this information and you're going to go through it. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to help guide the seller into the right price range. So, and you can see this one looks pretty nice. It's got a like updated kitchen, very good. And that one actually sold for 654, and now you know why. So here's another one. So you can go through and talk about these listings. And this is going to be like in a book, and you're just going to turn the page. You're talking to the seller. You're right there. Everything else. And let's just keep going down through all the listings. Huh. That's kind of a purple house. I don't know if they had purple lights or was that somebody's camera. Ah, pretty weird pictures, huh, guys? Anyways, so we're going to come down here to the analysis. After you've gone through all the listings and everything, now we're going to look at the analysis. And this is going to show you graphs. And this is extremely important for visual people to be able to see things on a graph or uh, in a way that it's easier for them to understand. So this is going to show you that it was like the lowest, the highest, and the average. And then it's like um, when we throw in the adjusted prices, um, it's going to show that 668 had been the highest, so we adjusted it down. So now the 654 is the highest. So it's showing you what the average is going to be. And then it's going to show you average price per square foot, the same with the pending and the actives. This page you can use or not use. It's up to you. Um, and this is going to show you how you can compare Zillow and the Z estimates to reality. Usually, Zillow and Z estimates are way off. In this case, as much as 40% off on the price. So Zillow can be off by $184,000. So this is helpful to let people know that they should not be relying on the Z estimate that in fact their house is not really worth another $184,000. So if you come down here, you can see like Craig Road, it really sold for 510. Z estimate was 649. Wilds Road, it really sold for 470. Z estimate was 654. Um, Kristen actually sold for almost the same price, right? But you can see though it was off by almost 40% on this. So let's go down here. Now this is the sold property analysis. So overall, properties in that neighborhood sold for 111% of the asking price, and they sold within 16 days. And so here's some more spreadsheets of, it's like the averages and everything else. This is a good one. This is showing you where prices started and what their eventual sale price was. So you can see this one started here, sold for here. This one sold above. These all sold above. This one is active, and you can see it started higher, and they dropped the price already. So. And so more averages, everything else. Here's the average for square foot, and you can see the size of the home compared to the price, and you can sort of almost see a little bit of a pattern there. So next is the additional pages, intelligent pricing and timing. This is always very good to talk to sellers about. Letting them know that, it's like you find the right market value, you're going to get the most people in to look at your home. If you go a little bit below, you're going to get even more people. Um, but if you go too high, you're going to get fewer and fewer. So, and the important thing, next graph is important to show them and show them that when a property first comes on the market, it's going to get the most showings right up front. And then after that, it's going to taper off. So that's why you always want to be uh, priced as well as you can. So, all right. So here's the rest. Staging your home. Checklist. All these are optional pages that you can decide whether you want to put in or not. And remember, every page is going to have your information and the LAER logo at the bottom of it. So that is the CMA as a PDF. That is the first output. If you come back here, here is the CMA. It says you can view the PDF, but there's also a live version we can look at too. So let me just check, see if we have any questions yet. Nope, no questions there. Let me just go over here and take a look. And let me just make sure. Ta-da. And sorry, guys, let me just figure this one out. Oop. And nope, no questions here either. Okay, so all right, so that was the PDF output. The other cool thing about this program is it has a live view that you can do. So it's great that you can do a CMA, meet with your seller, and do a presentation on your tablet. So let's take a look at the live view. Here we go. So it's going to put it together, and then it's actually going to create a link that you can either mail to yourself or you can email to your seller. I would recommend always do your presentations face to face. So what it's going to do is on the live version, it's going to have a lot of, the LAER branding pages and everything are going to be as PDFs and everything. And then it'll have a section on comps, and then it'll have the analytics, the time to sell, a marketing action plan, intelligent pricing, and a suggested list price. So, um, yep. And one of the things that I forgot to tell you guys about this time was doing net sheets. Um, we will do it next time for sure. Actually, we're probably going to have to go back because of all the changes in MLSs and because of the lawsuit. So we'll go back to net sheets in a moment. So first of all, I want to cover um, this is the live version. So you have a cover letter, the LAER mission, about LAER, the LAER marketing plan, LAER number, which is look here. And as you're doing this and you're on your tablet, you can click down here to go to the next page, right? Don't know why that's not loading. Why are these pages not loading? It must be slow. You know what happens is, yeah. What happens is when I'm doing a Zoom meeting, my computer really slows down a lot. So, but these are the navigation page click buttons where you can go back and forwards, right? Let's just go back here to the front page. And what is a CMA? There it is. There we go. This now it shows up. So what you can do too is here's a marker here. So you click on the marker and you can circle and highlight stuff this way. So let's go take a look at the comps. So I like this in a lot of ways because um, you can actually add and subtract comps as you're presenting this. So basically is this page is going to show you all the comps you've chosen. And right here in the middle, you can click and it's just going to scroll through the different properties, right? Um, and the cool thing about this, and there's a little bit more information on the bottom here. Cool thing about this is you can say, yeah, let's take a look at this 10 Temme Road. Click on the picture, and here's all the information. 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, 1,600 square feet, 1-car garage. And here's the remarks the agent had put in. Here's some details, schools, history, everything else. And over here, it's going to tell you it's active under contract at 569. And you can even make adjustments. You can say, you know what though, is this one has 2 bathrooms. And so we're just going to take off for half a bath, right? And we'll say that would be 7,500. So minus 7. So you can make adjustments on the fly just like that, right? And boom, adjustments there. And it's going to show you instead of 569, 561.5. So you can make adjustments like that on the fly. You can also click on the photos and look at the larger photos and walk the seller through and see and say, hey, look, so you can see a very typical Campanelli ranch, just like yours. It's got the center fireplace. It's got the half wall into the kitchen. The great thing about this is it's got the say updated kitchen, blah blah blah. And so you can do your presentation this way. And then at this point, what you can do is you can either say, okay, let's go back to 17 Regina or 12 Janet or 29 Janet, right? Or then you can go up here and say, let's go back to all the comps right here. And again, you have a choice uh, of scrolling through all the comps. You can also highlight different things and say, yes, but you know what? Look at this one. It had 3 bedrooms and 1 bath, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And um, and so here are all the comps, and you can just go through and do the presentation this way. And then down here, lower right, is the average price per square. That's going to take you to the next page. Here's a great graph. The cool thing about this is like if you actually click on the dot, it's going to show you what property you're looking at. So average pricing, here are the graphs. That's very important. So there we go. Online valuation. Here we are talking about Zillow again and how far off Zillow can be. Time to sell. This is going to show um, oh, what the price was, what it sold for, what the original price was, what the new price is, right? Give you all this information. Marketing action plan, suggested list price is going. Oh, sorry. This one is intelligent pricing and timing. Talks about this, and then suggested list price. And we did not do the net on this, so we'll have to go back. So we can go back and we can make changes on this too. So looks like I can actually edit from this page itself. So use the price range and amount should be higher than the first amount. So let's say on this one, we could go like 550 and to 580, right? There we go. Expense name, let's say uh, LAER, whatever you want to call it, marketing fee, which would be a percentage. And let's say that's going to be 3%, right? And then we can add something else. We can say this is going to be the co-broke and say that's going to be 3%. And oop, hang on. There we go. And we can add that. And so we can do a net sheet for the seller. We're going to save that. And here is more information. So when we were first preparing the CMA, we could have also done that. So let's go back here to this CMA that we just created. I'm going to click on, da, 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 da. We're on the publish button. We're going to go back to the listings button. This is back where we started. All right, this is great. I didn't know it did this. So I made changes on the live version. Oh, I don't know where the live version is. I did change, here it is on the live version. And I said between 550, 580. And look at this. It filled this up. And let's take a look at this net sheet. And it added in the marketing fee, the co-broke. You could also add in here, you could say a stamp tax, right? Oh, hang on. Stamp tax, which is going to be, $4.56 per thousand. So if it sells for 550, let's see, there's about 2,000, let's say $2,500, just to have a round number. Here we go. And we'll put that in, and it made that change here. And now when we go back to the next part is to customize the report. And then we want to publish the report. And then it'll give us the option to look at the PDF in a second here. Someday. Let's see. Does anybody have any questions? Hopefully everything here makes sense. Where's my mouse? There we go. No, no questions there. Let's take a look over here. Uh, Let's go here. Let's go here. Let's refresh this page here. Go here. Doom, doom, doom. Everything's slow when I'm doing a CMA. Come on. Boom. Yeah, no questions over there either. Okay, great. All right, so here's a PDF. It's all set. We're going to open this up and we're going to scroll down to where the net page is, right? So it's going to be after the listings and everything else. Let's go down here. Boom, boom, boom. The analysis. Here's the comparables. Here we go. And here's a net page. Now, the suggested list price with the net page, and it's saying 550 to 580, so 429 to 453 a square foot. It's going to show you the two actives, pendings, and solds, and their averages, right? And then down here would be the net sheet. Shows the seller their net's going to be, and that's all part of the CMA. And then let's go back here. And let's just refresh this page here. Boom, boom, boom. And let's see if it refreshed from the other one. Oh, it's reassembling, recalculating, boom. And now you can see the stamp taxes added in here. So this is pretty great, guys. So this is the Cloud CMA. Very easy to use. You don't really need to do too much. If you want, I personally would search through MLS trying to figure out what comps I want to use, and which properties I think are similar. And I usually just copy the MLS ID numbers and put them in that way. But you know, I do multiple CMAs for people sometimes. It's like I want to do it one way, I want to take a look at it, I want to do it another way, and stuff like that. So as you can look here, of course, we just did a test CMA, which was Tom Sellerman, and this is always so slow when I'm doing a Zoom meeting. Ta-da, someday. All right, I guess we'll take a break. We'll be back in half an hour. No, kidding. Um, this is not loading like it should. Let's refresh this page. There we go. As you can see, Val Queso is a real CMA. I did it twice. I did it two different ways. And I think that's a good way of doing it is I went through and I picked the comps that I wanted to use, and then I let the program pick the comps, and then I kind of combined what comps were chosen to come up with something. So, and again, remember, it's not an exact science, but what you are trying to do is guide the seller into the right marketing price range. So, all right, guys, looks like we're good. Thank you for joining in. Hope you all have a great afternoon. Talk to you later. Let's stop sharing and end.